Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sierra and I'm here today with a tag from Eva in the City, and that is the bag that got away tag. And basically it's any bag in your life that you have really wanted but you didn't purchase and now it's no longer available and so you can't get it. So it's basically like a bag regret that you wish you had purchased. I think that's what it is. That's how I'm interpreting it anyways. I don't really have a bag that got away, and that's because I only recently started purchasing luxury handbags and luxury goods. So I don't really have anything that's, gotten out of my grasp that I wish that I could go back in time and get. I do have a bag that almost got away, so I'm going to tell you that story instead. So last year, I really started getting into luxury handbags and I really wanted a Louis Vuitton. And I also happened to be pregnant with my second child and I had a lot of complications, so I was on and off of bed rest and I was just in bed a lot. So I was on the internet a lot and watching YouTube videos a lot of what's in my bags, a ton of Neverfull bag reviews. But I never could pull the trigger. I kept telling myself it was too expensive, but I think what it really was is that the Neverfull wasn't tugging at my heartstrings. It wasn't the bag that I wanted. Although I still do want one, but it wasn't like the bag. So I started looking at other Louis Vuittons and I found the Speedy, and I loved the Speedy and I just fell in love with it. So one day last November. Yes. Sorry. I'm so tired. So one day last November, we were in LA, and that is the closest Louis Vuitton store to me. So we were down there, the whole family, the two kids, my husband and I, and we went to the Louis Vuitton store and I was trying on Speedies. And I was looking at the 30 specifically, and I was, I think it was the monogram I was looking at. And I commented to the SA that the opening of the bag was a lot smaller than I thought, and I was kind of annoyed at that because I was like, how are you supposed to get your stuff in and out? Like, this is so tiny, and it's a decent sized bag. And she said, yeah, it's a bummer because the zippers only go down that far. And then she said, have you ever looked at the Empreinte Speedy? And I said, no, not having no idea what it cost, what it looked like, or anything. So she said, let me go grab one out of the back. We have one in the infinity color. And I was like, what did you just say? You have one in the infinity color? Now, let's go back a little ways into my YouTube watching. I had seen Makeup by Tiffany D do a review on her Luminous in Infinity color, and I was like obsessed. But they stopped making that bag, and I was under the impression they had stopped making that color. So I didn't think that there was any way I could find a bag in Infinity, even though that was like absolutely my holy grail bag color. So when she said that they had a Speedy in the infinity color, I was just like, oh, like the stars have aligned to bring me this bag. Like, it was just, everything was meant to be. So she brings it out. It zips down farther on the sides. It's just stunningly beautiful. It is such a beautiful bag. If you have ever held an Empreinte piece in your hand, they are just amazingly beautiful. And I just was smitten from the start. Oh, and it's a bandolier. So, which means it has the strap, so you can wear it crossbody or you can wear it shoulder strap, not just on the crook of your arm, which was another enormous plus. And I hadn't even considered a bandolier. So I was just like, this is my everything. I need this bag. I cannot leave without it because it's one of probably the only one left in the entire United States, like literally. Then I pulled out the price tag and I was just like, oh, right. so I'm not gonna be getting this. And I like backed out of the store, just like, and I was really sad. And I went up to my husband who was outside with the kids, and I said, I really want this bag. Like, what's my bag budget again? Can we, up it a little bit? And he was just like, no. He's like, are you crazy? What has come over you? You're crazy. So it was just like, okay, it's out of the question. And we came home and I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I could not get it out of my head. I can't even explain it, but I just needed that bag. I just needed it. It was a combination of a lot of things, really. I think I kind of mentioned before, but I had an extremely difficult pregnancy. We had to do IVF, and at one point I actually thought I was having a miscarriage, and so it was a rough year last year. It was really rough. And so my husband and I had talked about, me getting something really, really nice. I don't know, I can't explain it, but just a new beginning. I'd had this terrible, terrible year, but now I have this gorgeous baby girl. Our family is complete. I'm feeling better. And now I have this beautiful piece to, remember all of that by, and kind of like a badge of honor almost, in a way. So that combined with Christmas, that's how I was gonna like get my nice Louis Vuitton. I was like, okay, I can get the 1-2 punch with Christmas and the baby present. But even with that, it was just too much money. And I remember I came home and I put together a spreadsheet, and I was like, okay, if I can get this much money for my baby gift, this much money for Christmas, and then what if I say, I won't get a birthday present next year, or like a Mother's Day present next year, and I just put it all towards this, and it still didn't even come close to what the bag cost. So I kept asking my husband, like, I really want this bag. Can I have this bag? And he was just like, what planet are you even on right now? We just had a baby. You're going to be a stay-at-home mom now. Like, we can't, no. And I don't know. I can't explain, again, I can't really explain it, but I just really wanted it. And I felt like if I didn't get it, it was going to be the one that got away. And I don't like losing things like that. It really bothers me. So I just really felt like I needed it. So one day my husband and I were out at lunch. My son was at kindergarten, and so it was just the two of us and the baby who was sleeping. And we started talking about the bag. And I explained to him that it was so much more than that. And the reason for that is, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the love languages. If you haven't, Google love languages quiz. It's free. You can find out what your love language is. There's different ones like acts of service, physical touch, quality time, and mine is gifts. Now, before you think that I'm this like shallow materialistic person, it doesn't just mean Louis Vuitton items all the time. Like, here's another example, is that if my husband would go to this one specific grocery store, there's a lemon bar that I love from the bakery, and he would get that and bring it home for me, and that would make me feel so loved, just that he thought about me enough to buy this and give me this little gift. Now, his love language is acts of service. So what he would do instead is just go clean the kitchen, and that's how he showed me he loved me. But I was like, no, I want the lemon bar. Like, who wouldn't want a lemon bar? So another example is when I went on a couple business trips a long time ago when my son was young, and my husband would write these little notes and hide them in my luggage so that as I was on the trip and unpacking, I would find these little notes everywhere. That's free, but that's like a gift. That's doing something like that. So all that is to explain that gifts are my love language. And I think that after the year that we had, I just needed an extravagant show of love from him. Not that he hadn't been showing it, because he had gone above and beyond the last year. I just needed that. I think I was just depleted. I was like an empty shell of myself, basically. So I explained all of that to him, and I said, you know, I get it. I get that it's crazy expensive. I get it. I get all of the reasons why I should not have this bag, but I just need you to do something completely irresponsible and out of your character to show me how much you love me. I need you to just, you know, do like the Pretty Woman thing where he's hanging out of the limo blasting opera music with Rose. Like, I just need this grandiose show of love. And for me, that happens to be in the form of a gift. And so for some reason that struck him, and he was like, okay, he kind of understood. But he still was just like, it's still crazy, and, you know, you're probably not going to get it. So for the next month, you know, I would just make little jokes around the house, just like, oh, when I get my Louis Vuitton bag, or, you know, like, oh, well, I need this little makeup pouch because it will go with my Louis Vuitton bag. And he would just laugh and be like, yeah, right, you're never going to get that. So come Christmas morning, we had opened up all the presents, and he had gotten me a planner hole puncher and a laminator, which were both on my list, to be fair, but that's all he had gotten me, and I got him a ton of presents. And so my husband loves a good fake out. I should mention that. So we had opened all the presents. We're just sitting there. I'm sitting there with my hole punch, and he's just like, so did you get everything you wanted for Christmas? And I looked at him and I said, if you're hiding the bag, you should tell me now, because I'm about to get really sad. And he was hiding the bag, and my dad pulled it out from behind the tree, and Chris handed it to me, and I opened it up, and there was my beautiful bag that almost got away. And I'm happy to say that she did not get away, and she is right here. You've seen it many times, but this is the story of how I got my Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 bandolier in the Empreinte Infinity color. And I couldn't love it anymore. I think the fact that I have that story to share makes it all the more special, because, you know, it just is so special that my husband did that for me, not just to spend a lot of money and not just to get me what I wanted, but because he truly understood how much it meant to me, and he got it for me, and I will never forget feeling so loved by him. So that is my bag that almost got away tag, and I hope that wasn't too emotional for you guys. And if you like this, give me a like or comment, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.